Hey boo, I'm just leaving work, about to hop on the train and head home to film season 2 of Dish with Tashaè. I'll call you when I'm done, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Dish with Tashaè. I truly appreciate your views, your likes, subscriptions. I am so humbled and so grateful. So thank you so much for tuning in to hear me talk. I mean, it couldn't be more appreciative. Before I get into the episode, I just wanted to say, am I the only person that finds going to Trader Joe's so therapeutic? Like, I don't know if it's because I know I'm about to go in there and find some bomb ass snacks for like $3, because going to the people them C-Town, Safeway, Stop and Shop, or wherever, like for $100 you get one bag of groceries. But in Trader Joe's for $100 you get like 2 to 3 bags, okay? And it's quality food. So shout out to Joe. I don't know that man, I don't know who Joe is, but shout out to that man. And today's episode is called Are You Valuable? Are you valuable? Does your presence add value to the spaces and the people's lives that you enter? And can you truthfully answer that and know why? I feel like a lot of times we leave it up to other people to determine our value or our worth, and most times people are too caught up in their own issues, whatever they got going on, to truly see you, let alone see your value. Then sometimes people will be jealous, liars, manipulative, lacking integrity, the list goes on. So you see, you can't leave it up to people to tell you who you are. Your value should come from how you see yourself, because once you know yourself, once you know who you are, no one can tell you who you are. And once you know who you are, you won't associate with people who treat you less than you are. And they can have an opinion, and okay, thank you for sharing your opinion. Thank you for sharing. However, all that matters is how you see yourself at the end of the day. Your value comes from self, just like your self-esteem. Keywords, self-esteem. Don't leave it up to someone else to determine your value or your worth, because people's opinions isn't your reality unless you make it your reality. And I don't know, you're trying to leave it up to someone else to tell you if you're great or if you're not great, or if you're worth shit or if you ain't worth shit. Cause shit, I'm great every day. Even if I'm drained and I only got 20% to give that day, guess what? It's a great 20%. For instance, from my experience, I was in a relationship with someone who I loved so much that I forgot about myself. I forgot about my dreams, my goals, and everything. And I was waiting around for this person to validate me, and like giving so much of myself to this person. And at the end of the day, people are going to be people. And a lot of times people don't appreciate what you're giving to them. And then one day I realized like I wasn't even myself anymore. Like I got to a point where I didn't even recognize myself. And you give your power away to other people by doing this, by waiting around for someone else to validate your worth and who you are. I realized all of the things that I knew about this person from the beginning, and all the things that I accepted and tried to understand because I loved them, I began to pick up their characteristics, and by the end of that relationship, I didn't even recognize myself anymore. Dating an unhealthy person, or simply just being around an unhealthy person, will turn you into an unhealthy person, because they take away from your mind, body, and your soul. You have to have a healthy partner. Like, it's very important. So you have to have a healthy partner, and you also have to be a healthy partner. And you also have to realize that if you're holding on to someone who negatively affects your mental health, you're currently not a healthy person, because you shouldn't want to be with someone who brings you down to dark places. You shouldn't want to be with someone who affects your mental health. So at that point, you should focus on yourself first and foremost. That is not what love feels like. That's more so an attachment or codependency. And codependency can feel a lot like love, but it ain't, girl. So run. Or whoever you are watching this, run, because That's not what love feels like. And the longer you stay in it, the longer it'll take for you to come back to yourself. And I know this from experience, okay? Before you dated that person, you were destined to be who you are. And after you date that person, or when they're long and gone, you're still destined to be who you are. Just because someone can't see your value doesn't make you any less valuable. And if this situation sounds familiar to you, I really want you to understand that. No one can take anything away from you unless you give them that power. You are destined for great things the moment you're born, and the moment someone leaves your life, that doesn't stop anything, that doesn't take anything away from you. That just means that cycle or that experience with them is done, but you still have value. And don't let anyone make you feel like you're small, you know? Don't buy the lies of verbal abuse that they're selling you. You know, when you start to see yourself the way that they see you, or the names that they call you, like when you start repeating the shit that they say to you, to yourself, and questioning yourself, you got a problem. At that point, you in danger. Molly, you in danger, girl. I'm gonna need you to find an exit strategy, okay? So if you're dating someone and like you're waiting around for them to see your value, or like if you're waiting for them to respond, like you're literally losing value and giving them your power waiting around. All exit strategies are not the same. You know, you gotta find the one that's tailored to you. So I'll share some, you know, things that I use that helped me get out of a situation that had me feeling like I was low and not worth shit and not good enough and didn't have much value. I'll share them with you, and if you know, you can see if they work for you, or if not, you can go and find some other strategies that help you, but I'll share with you things that have helped me. So the first thing I would recommend doing is writing down who you want to be and figuring out how to get there. Whether it's taking classes, going to therapy, finding a new hobby. You know, if you're in this phase with someone, they're most likely not spending much time with you, so you have a lot of time to pour into yourself. You know, being around someone or people, whoever it may be, who treat you like you don't matter can destroy your mental health. So talk to loved ones or a therapist or whoever you feel comfortable talking to, because it's not easy, but it's possible to get to a better space and to get out of the situation that you are currently in and to feel better. You know, most importantly, you want to feel better, because in a situation like that, like I said, it can destroy your mental health. So I'm not trying to have you stay there. All right. There's too many good things to enjoy, and you deserve good things, and you deserve to feel good. Don't let people slow you down. You spend so much time giving energy to things and people and other people that you should be giving to yourself to make yourself happy. The most important person, like the most important love affair you will have in this life is the relationship you have with yourself. So if anyone deserves love and for you to be pouring into them, it's yourself. So when you pour into yourself, you take your power back. And I feel like I've said this in previous episodes, but I feel like the journey is about figuring out who you are. So just pouring back into yourself and focusing on yourself, that's how you'll figure out who you are, you know, and you'll evolve. And I feel like every phase that we reach, we're getting to know another version of ourselves. Keep busy, you know, don't sit around waiting on they ass. You focus on yourself, you fuck around and surpass they ass, okay? Because you can show them better than you can tell them. Don't believe me, just watch, honey, okay? Well, they treat you like you ain't got no value. Okay, we gonna see who ain't got no value, honey. We gonna see. Keep busy, keep focusing on yourself, keep working out, keep listening to motivational like videos and talks and reading motivational books. Anything that can help you remind you of who you are and why you're here and what you're meant to do while you're here. Because you're definitely not supposed to be here crying and being emotionally like wrecked because you're waiting on someone to tell you how great you are, to validate you, or to tell you that they love you and you're worthy of their love. Like, most people don't even love themselves, honey, okay? And if someone's treating you bad, they most likely don't even love themselves. So girl, boy, child, focus on yourself, okay? I promise you, you'll be so happy that you did. And it's not easy, like it really isn't easy, but it's possible. And as soon as you decide that you deserve better, that's when you'll start receiving better. Don't ever leave it up to your abuser to tell you your value, because they're gonna keep you in that hole for as long as they can, or until at least they've gotten what they've needed out of that situation, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll just move on to the next person, because abusers are never alone too long, because there's always someone out there waiting for love. So they'll just move on, and then you'll just be left there feeling rejected and unworthy of love. And even worse, you know, when really God is doing you a favor. Okay, if they left your ass alone before you got the strength and the courage to leave them alone, trust me, God is doing you a favor, and that sounds like a reason to celebrate to me, okay? Because abusers definitely are never really alone. They just move on to the next person. They rarely ever take the time to sit and reflect and think about how they've affected someone else and how they can do better. Like, people can change, you know, but changing takes a lot of alone time to really sit with yourself and gain clarity. And it takes a lot of hard work, and most people aren't willing to put in the work. So if someone is just moving on quickly to the next person, they're not gonna go on to the next person and be this amazing person. They're still gonna be the same person, like 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? They didn't leave you because you're not lovable or because you're unworthy of love. They left you because they got whatever they needed from that situation. You know, they couldn't see your worth, they couldn't see who you are, and they moved on to the next victim who was a bright and shiny object. They were like, ooh, next victim, you know? And I'm not saying all abusers are terrible people. You know, some people are really just out here just lacking self-awareness, or lacking the ability to really just sit alone and sit with themselves and to face themselves. Keep busy, focus on yourself, write down the things that you want, write down how to get there, pour all the love back into yourself. You know, I've done a lot of mirror work and words of affirmation that has helped me remind myself of who I am, and it's been going pretty well. You know, and you'll be so focused on yourself, you won't even think about the people who have mistreated you or made you feel less than, because you're like, I gained so much knowledge from that experience, you know, and I got to learn a whole nother version of myself, and also love a whole nother version of myself. So thank you for the experience. I'm grateful for the experience, and I'm grateful that this is who I've turned into. I'm not even gonna hold you, like, it's lit. So so please protect your mental health, and protect your mind, and protect your heart, because everything you do flows from it. And I'll leave some links in the description box for a therapist. If you're in an abusive relationship, whether it's physical or mental, I'll leave some therapist links, some links you can reach out to. I'll also leave some of my favorite motivational speakers and videos that I watch on YouTube that help me when I'm in a funk and I need to be reminded of who I am. And I also have some words of affirmation that I wanted to read aloud with you guys. You can follow along, or you can just take them with you and pull them out whenever you need them. So the first one is, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am more precious than jewels. God is with me. I will not fail. God will help me at the break of day, every day. I am chosen. You're chosen. You're the chosen one, and you're the main character in your life. So make sure the main character is getting her good close up. You know what I'm saying? And make sure she's looking good and feeling good, and she's ready to go conquer the world, because I want to see you win, and you deserve good things, and you deserve to feel good. So thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Dish with Tashaè. I hope you were at the very least inspired, motivated, or entertained, and I'll see you next time. Bye.